Welcome to the next edition of the TMS podcast. The whole crew is back together. I am Hollywood Rich. I'm Buchanan with my guys, Aaron Cash and Shay Omanera. Fellas, how you doing this morning?
Doing good. Good to see first week of NFL back. We're about to start the second week of college football. So football pretty much underway. NBA 2K, their games either came out, well, at least the deluxe edition came out. The regular edition is going to come out soon. I'm not going to buy it until the season starts when it's on a discount. But yeah, sports is coming back. Well, American sports is coming back.
Yes,
People keep telling me that the 2K has been the same since like 2019, so I'm hesitant. I wanted to get it because it's Kobe, but if it's the same, I'm not really gonna bother.
Kobe ain't making money from it. Well, Kobe family ain't making money from it, so that don't affect me.
But I think the thing is, like, NBA Live never really made like a full comeback. NBA Live was the game when we were all teenagers.
I still play 08 on my PSP.
Love that. That's what Gilbert Arenas on there, right?
Yeah. I have that one, and I have the Tony Parker one.
Okay. Yes, I think that was next year after. Yeah. So, I mean, once again, NBA Live never made their full return. I think that they had the best slam dunk contest stuff. They had. They by far had the best soundtracks. Like, it wasn't even close. Now they had a soundtrack that went platinum. For those that forgot, it was Live 03 or Live 04 that went platinum. So yeah, I mean, those were the days. But 2K has monetized the basketball gaming market, so to speak. So that's just what it is. But I'm with you, Shay. If I do come back and get that, I'll definitely get it when it's on discount. So any tips out there for them gamers? Let us know.
The general consensus with gaming right now, with sports gaming. I'll take MLB The Show out. I don't play that much, but I play the old versions, and I heard this current version is pretty good. But Madden and NBA 2K, like, I remember when Madden used to be a holiday. Now, like, Madden will come out and nobody cares because the game's trash. The game's been the same. This current game is essentially trash, to be honest. Apparently gameplay is better, but like the menu was so clunky that on the PS5 it was too slow for me to even play. For franchise mode, same thing. NBA 2K, they barely do anything to the game. It's just all about marketing. It's marketing over actual gameplay, actual good games. They don't do anything to improve it. So it's just like, I've been so down on sports gaming. And the thing is, I love sports gaming. I love sports games. But
I have played FIFA, last year's FIFA.
And to be honest with you, FIFA is trash too. To be honest with you. I'm sorry, Aaron, but FIFA is not realistic and it's trash as well. The gameplay is absolutely.
Wait, why is it not realistic though? Why is it not realistic?
Because the players run faster than the ball. Like, you can, like, literally the players will run faster than the ball being passed to another teammate.
Gotcha.
You don't. There's no skill gap at all. I mean, all you got to do is just pick PSG with Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, because Messi's in PSG in 23. And all you got to do is just do nothing. Just keep lobbing the ball up forward. And eventually, Mbappe with his 99 speed is just going to be clear on goal, and you can't do nothing about it. Like, this game is absolutely horrible. You can't play defense. They don't want you to play defense in that game. They're just appeasing their ultimate team. So FIFA's the one that started Ultimate Team. Now it's on Madden and everything, but they're just trying to appease the people who buy the card game stuff. So they just make it like a cheese fest. So it's no skill gap at all. Like, not like the old FIFAs of FIFA 12 or something.
So as you say that, do you like how players are complaining about Messi in the MLS now?
They're
complaining? Because they said I saw a thing that when they won that, was it like some cup thing, Miami, whatever, they were like, oh, well, Messi is a cheat code, so no one wants to compete against Miami. I was like, well, yeah, like, I don't. What did you think was going to happen?
Other players are complaining about it.
Yeah, something like that. It was either that or
so basically saying like, oh, we're not good enough. Why is he in this league? We're not good enough.
But what do they expect though? And once again, this is someone that I said I don't follow, but I mean, obviously, I know the greatness of him. Like, what did they expect was going to happen? That he was going to be, I'm trying to think of someone that most athletes know. I don't know. Like, was he going to be a shell of himself? Was
It's
he
like
going to
Steph
be?
Curry going to Shanghai Sharks.
Yeah, like it's insane. Yeah, I remember. I remember we said that. Yeah, like it's crazy. It's crazy. But last point on the video game thing though. Do you play Rocket League? Either one of y'all, the Rocket
I
League?
played it like a long time ago.
Yeah, because I was like I enjoyed playing that personally. I think I played it on a PC or something like that with my boys.
It was a fun game. It was a fun game.
So cool. Whoa. Speaking of fun games, so good transition there. So Thursday night, the NFL season is back, as we mentioned in the opening. The reigning defending Super Bowl champs Kansas City Chiefs faced off against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions were victorious, winning 21-20. It was a rough night for me and Aaron's former boy, Kadarius Toney. So, Aaron, I'll start with you. Just what were your thoughts on that game Thursday night, and should all the blame go on Kadarius Toney for that loss?
First off, I've never said Kadarius Toney was my boy, just because the worst GM ever drafted him doesn't mean anything. And yes, Shay, he's not my boy. Put in the group chat, how dare you?
I'll just say like, because the Giants drafted him, so he's associated with you. Like,
Yeah,
how was he in the first round? I didn't say he was your boy. It's like, how was this guy in the first round?
I have no idea. I don't know. But it's funny. Richie James, another former Giant, had more receiving yards than Kadarius Toney. He had 5 more yards than him. But it just goes to show that Travis Kelce's the biggest impact on that Chiefs offense. Yep. Pretty much. Like, without Travis Kelce, they have nothing, it seemed like. And they need Chris Jones, because I didn't realize how young that defense was. It's a big veteran presence. It didn't look like there's a lot of vets.
The defense showed up. The defense was fine. It was Toney that he acted like he forgot how to play wide receiver.
I don't know if it was more the defense showed up or the Lions just weren't convincing on offense. I think it was the latter. The Lions weren't convincing on offense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Their best receiver is Amon-Ra St. Brown. They didn't really throw it to him a lot. They were doing some stupid like dinks and dunks.
They gave Montgomery 21 carries for 74 yards. They had a more dynamic back that they spent a 12th pick on and decided to like, hey, we're just going to use him as a gadget guy, even though we spent a 12th pick on him. And then give the ball to Montgomery for 21 carries for 74 yards.
Yeah, I mean, their first drive of the game was really impressive. 14 plays, 91 yards, a little over 8 minutes. And I'm like, listen, we know in this era of Kansas City, like if you're going to beat them, you have to have long, methodical drives like that, because if you score fast, they're usually going to come back to score on you just as fast, and then they'll get a stop and they'll come back, and the next thing you know, you're down 10 or 14 points. I actually had made some tweets on Thursday night on our Twitter page. I thought it was over once when I think Gibbs made that fumble right before the first half. I said, here we go. I said that they were playing well. Now that Detroit's being Detroit, and then next thing you know, Kansas City has scored. But yeah, but I want to make this point, because obviously we said that Toney and everyone, a lot of people were saying that Toney was the reason why they lost. And
man's hands is made out of concrete.
Yeah, no facts, but. He did play decent in the Super Bowl. And I said once again, I'm not a fan of Kansas City, so I don't really care. But I'm like, to me, he did play well in that game. So I thought that should be highlighted. But once again, I know you're as good as your last game, and his last game was seen on everyone saw it, and he was subpar, and that's putting it lightly.
And that's what happens when you're hurt all the time. You don't read the playbook. You don't have the connection. He's been like that since he came into the league.
If he did not play at all, they would have won, because his literally one play resulted in the pick 6. So if he did not play, they would have won. He had -1 receiving yards too, or something like that. Like he's literally like, if he just was not on the field, they would have won.
Yeah.
So yes, they would have won without him.
And can I make the point that Daniel Jones had both of those receivers last year and had a 60, don't quote me, like a 67% and Pat Mahomes had
When
like
did
a
Tony actually
69%.
play for the Giants? Let's be serious.
He was there. He played
don't
a
make
little
this as a
bit, but he was
point
always hurt.
to put up Daniel Jones. He didn't play for the Giants. He barely played.
Exactly. He was always hurt, but when he played, Daniel was throwing to him. He either wasn't catching it or he would hurt his hamstring like every time. I was like, oh, all right there, guy.
Well, he's I mean, listen, we got one of those guys up here in Foxborough, Tyquan Thornton. So I mean, we can't say much. He's about to be in that category real soon. I think he's talented, but if you can't be on the field, how can we know? But either way, yeah, you just alluded to it, Shay, a few seconds ago. But yeah, the branch interception, the pick six, that was really the play of the game. Once again, the fact that he literally had two hands on it. So for those that's watching on YouTube when this comes out, like literally he had both hands on it, and literally I don't know how that slipped through his hands like that. Like
Well, when you throw a football to concrete, it ricochets off concrete. It ricocheted off his concrete hands, and it led to a Detroit interception for a pick six. Simple physics.
Yeah, that's that is yeah, that like I said, I've seen, like I remember like the AJ Green tip pass a few years back, even the one to Tyler Boyd in Baltimore a few years back. I remember that, but I've never seen one like that where it's legit on your hand, like you said, with the concrete literally just went right through his hands, and it ended up being score for the opposing team. But
I remember a guy from Powder Springs that had glass hands who couldn't catch up in Jersey.
Oh, funny, because I think that guy moved to Jacksonville and became one of the top guys at his position.
Yes, sir.
Funny.
Yes, sir.
I don't recall a top in the position, but he couldn't handle Jersey.
Hey, he's still in the league making moves, man. Like I said, the Evan Ingram comeback tour is among us still. But yeah, let's get right into it.
Can we also talk about that 4th and 25 too? Like, what is Andy Reid doing? Like, that's what I'm saying. Chiefs shot themselves in the foot. This wasn't a Lions win. This was a Chiefs loss.
I thought that Andy Reid was the offense. It wasn't Eric Bieniemy. That's what I kept.
There you go. That too.
Yeah, because who's back there now? Is Matt Nagy's back there?
Matt Nagy,
yes, sir.
Yeah. Matt Nagy's back. So I'm like that. That to me is already that's going to account for a couple of losses in itself. Once again, that matters. And that's another thing too, because I know, and I'm sure I was surprised that Aaron didn't have this on his Twitter page up and down. There's been a debate. Obviously, once again, our guy Shay is retired. Number 12 is retired. He can not add any more things to the resume. But all I kept hearing was, man, we've never seen a quarterback have this type of receiver core and go out there. And I'm like, really? I'm like, Chad Jackson from Florida, guys like Aaron Dobson, Kimbrel Tompkins, really? I'm like, we've never seen this before. Like, and it wasn't. I mean, even Peyton Manning, Austin Collie, like guys like what are we talking about? Like, it's amazing the recency bias that NFL Twitter has, that something has, is unbelievable to me. Like, I don't get it.
The
like,
Bears receiving core from last year,
weapons for a game or two, or for a fucking season. So crazy.
So,
but
and let me get on this Justin Fields thing, because the Bears receiving core from last year, that's just as bad, if not worse, than what we saw on Thursday.
Nobody blew out of it.
And look at what Justin Fields did. So we're going to see a Justin Fields. We're just going to see a Justin Fields MVP caliber year this year. That's all I'm going to say. We finally got a receiving core.
Yeah, I mean, we seen it in the first preseason game, right? those that 5-yard screens or whatever to DJ Moore, and he took it to the house. So I was like, oh, okay, like this is this. I mean, obviously, I know it's not against the full-time starters, but still, like that's a preview of what that offense can look like. So yeah, they should be explosive. So, but we'll get into MVP picks later on. So. Well, let's just jump right into it. Like I said, the rest of week 1 starts on Sunday. We'll start with the 1 o'clock slate. So, first game 1 o'clock. So we have Houston, Baltimore. This should be, to me, this is a 1-2-3.
Yeah, why are we even wasting time on this one? Yeah, Baltimore. What's the next game?
1-2-3 ball. So for those that haven't listened to this before, like I said, that's what we do. We do a 1-2-3 when a game doesn't need to be spoken about. We are approaching our 3 year. Oh, actually, no, this is our 3-year anniversary. It was either today. No, it'll be tomorrow. I think it's the 10th. It was our first episode 3 years ago. So yeah, 1-2-3, whatever. So just to give people that context there. So yes, Baltimore should really running away there. Next is Carolina and Atlanta. So Shay, I'll start with you.
I think this is a 1-2-3 as well, which is weird because like
wow.
actually thinking the Falcons going to win, but like Carolina got a horrible offensive line. I do like Bryce Young, but still first game rookie quarterback. They ain't winning. Atlanta Falcons. Actually, I hate to say it, but I think Atlanta Falcons might do decent this year.
Whoa, that's a very hot take.
I hate to say
very hot take.
It pains me to say it. But I do like Bijan Robinson, generational talent. That even Tyler Algier and Cordarrelle Patterson, Desmond Ridder, all you gotta do is just not make mistakes. Just hand the ball off, throw short passes. You got big targets in Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Not make mistakes. That defense has got vastly improved during the offseason. Yeah, I think they're going to be decent in a fairly weak division of the NFC South. So I actually think they're going to be doing pretty decent this year.
Okay.
I think
it pains me to say it. Like it's burning me inside to say that. By the way, I really hate myself for saying that.
I know. I was shocked. That's what I'm saying. I was shocked. But hey, we're objective here. Go in there.
Well, I mean, you have to go Falcons, right? Because Cordarrelle Patterson doesn't even have a position. It's just called J on the depth chart. So you gotta go Falcons.
What was that? I mean, I know that.
What does J stand for?
I kept hearing things like Joker or something like that. I don't know. Falcons are stupid, but I do have the Falcons winning this game though.
Jack of all trades, like what are we like?
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, it literally has a J though on the depth chart for Cordarrelle.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, like I said, I will say about Patterson, like he definitely has carved a niche for himself in his league. You know, someone that was just seen as a return guy early on. Won Super Bowl with us in New England, did really well in Chicago. And now has made a name for himself down in Atlanta. So yeah, he's had a heck of a career, but right now he's playing running back. So I'm like, just say he's a running back. It's not that serious. But yeah, Atlanta should have this game. Hopefully my guy Kyle Pitts can get on track right away. So next we had the Battle of Ohio. This to me should be a 1-2-3 as well, unless anyone has any objection here. But to me, it should be 1-2-3. Bengals on this one. And any objections here?
Wait, Battle of Ohio is Bengals and Browns.
Yeah, Ohio.
Yeah. Do you think that's a 1-2-3?
Yeah, I think Cincinnati is that much better. Yeah.
I mean, I think Bengals going to win, but I don't think it was like that decisive.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, say shit.
And then they still got Nick Chubb, and I think Deshaun Watson has now at least got like some football under his belt to get back to where he was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be 1-2-3. But I think Bengals gonna win, but I don't think this is gonna be like blowout. I actually don't believe that.
Yeah. We haven't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen. What's the last time he played full time? I mean, I know he came back for 6 games last year, but I mean, we haven't seen him in almost really 2 years of really being.
That guy, 6 games is shaking off the rust. Now he's shaking off the rust, so he should be back to where he used to be.
Yeah,
I actually think Browns are going to win. I think the toucher, aka Deshaun Watson, is going to lead a game-winning drive.
Yeah, I was going to say like he could be back to where he used to be, but maybe he had special assurances to get to where he was back then. So I don't know, but I think he'll get back to where he used to be.
And they got Dustin Hopkins from the Chargers, so I feel like they can get a game-winning drive here. And T. Higgins is kind of pissed off at the Bengals. They didn't give him an extension.
Yes. Well, hey, let's stay right there. Yo, 5 years, $275, $219 guaranteed. thoughts on that? Like, did Burrow deserve that?
Very team friendly to sign his friends. That's what I heard he was going to do.
Highest paid contract is team friendly. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He literally said, "I want to help my friends, like keep everyone together." So if I have to take a team friendly deal, and he didn't.
That's dumb. That's dumb. I'll never believe. Like, once again, we've only seen. There's more than one, but there's only one prominent athlete I can remember say, "Hey, I'm taking a step back." But once again, when you have a wife that makes what she was making, it's easier to say, "Hey, I don't need to be the highest paid QB in the league." But everyone don't have that, so I'm glad that Joe Winning got his money. But to me, it just continues to set the precedent that once again, I know he's been to the Super Bowl, he's been to 2 straight AFC championship games, but it just sets the precedent that the ring doesn't have to be there before you get the major payday. Once again, he deserves to get paid because he's a QB. But it just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to get the ring before, securing that major contract. So I'm like, but either way, congrats to him. So next game, Tampa Bay and Minnesota. So Shay, what you think on this one?
Ain't this a 1, 2, 3?
That's definitely a 1, 2, 3. Get out of here. Ain't nobody
like you said, the Ohio game was a 1, 2, 3, but this ain't a 1, 2, 3.
This is a 1, 2, 3.
What's the consistency here?
Well, the consistency is that we acting like Kirk Cousins is not the guy. I'm not acting like he's going to be.
Do you know who's the quarterback for Tampa Bay? Baker Mayfield.
So it's a 1 o'clock game, so we getting Black Kirk Cousins with the chains. It's not a Monday night game. It's a 1 o'clock.
Yeah, if it was on TV, I'll say otherwise.
Yeah, no, sure, but this is my thing. I don't think Tampa Bay wins more than 2 games. I think this is one of the games they win. That's all. It's not like, I don't think they're gonna win.
Who's
5
defending Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson's I think he's the best receiver in the game. Like. Yes.
Who on Tampa? Who's even the Tampa Bay corners, anyways?
I don't know who's on the defense now.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just Asante Samuel's kid.
Oh, that's where he's at now. He's down there. Okay, but we'll see.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm thinking something else.
Listen, there's always there's never up. There's always an upset. I think this is the one that's going to be.
It's not going to be this one. It's not going to be this one.
So I'm like, hey. Well, hey, that clock right twice a day, so they have a chance. They ain't gonna win more than 3 games, but I do think this is the one they get. And once again, I may very well be wrong when we do our recap show next week, but I can totally see it. But if there's anyone that's Jekyll and Hyde, it's number 8, and that's Kirk Cousins. And we've seen enough to know that, so that's not a far-fetched.
Yes, he's only Jekyll and Hyde when we see him. We ain't gonna see him, so he ain't gonna be Jekyll and Hyde. He's gonna be a top quarterback. Exactly, when we see him, but we ain't seeing them because they ain't showing no Tampa Bay and Vikings game on national TV.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So we'll see what unfolds. Next game at 1 o'clock slate. So Jacksonville and Indy.
That's a 1, 2, 3. Don't even.
I want to see my guy do well, meaning Anthony Richardson, but I'm like this. It's a wrap. So Jacksonville
if Jacksonville defense is on the free agency, I would sign them. If you can't sign the Commanders defense, by the way. So if you can't sign the Commanders defense, I'll sign the Jacksonville defense.
Yeah,
I got the Commanders defense.
Oh, you got them on your fantasy.
You know who they're playing,
Cardinals
right?
Week 1.
Whoever's playing the Cardinals, I'm signing their defense. Whoever is playing the Cardinals, signing their defense. That's easy money right there. Yep. Easy.
There you
money.
have it. So fantasy guru tips early. Get whoever's playing Washington, get that defense for the week. I love that.
Whoever's playing Arizona, whoever's playing Arizona, get the defense that's playing Arizona.
Cool. Next we have Tennessee, New Orleans. So Aaron, start with that one.
I'll go. I feel like this is a little harder than I thought. You know what? I'll go with Derek Carr and New Orleans.
It's the battle of mediocrity. So I think the Tennessee Titans are the less mediocre team because I think Derrick Henry will run right through them, and they got D-Hop as well now, making his regular season debut for the Tennessee Titans. Tannehill is back. I got the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I'm really with Tennessee as well. I
Kamara
know
ain't
they're
playing too, so factor that in.
gotcha. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. How long is he suspended for? Is he suspended
I
for
Three.
believe
like
4 games or three
3.
games. 3 games.
yeah, 3 or 4? Okay, cool. So, yeah. So yeah, New Orleans. I know they're at home, and that's usually an advantage. But I think like I said, Tennessee is the better team, and like I said, slightly, and they should win there. So, um, next game here is probably the best game of the 1 o'clock slate. Here is San Francisco versus Pittsburgh. So, Shay, I'll start with you on that one.
Yeah, very good game. Pittsburgh, I think, gonna have a little improvement this year. But San Francisco right now is one of the top teams in the NFL. I got to go with San Francisco. I was listening to the fantasy football podcast on the Ringer,
Mm,
saying that Sam Darnold might take over Brock Purdy midseason. Because if anyone can get the most out of Sam Darnold, it will be Kyle Shanahan. Since
mm,
because the thing with Sam Darnold is, and I think the same thing could apply to Zach Wilson, is he got drafted to a bad situation, nature versus nurture. He has all the physical tools. He got a good arm. He's accurate. It's just he's a horrible, absolute one of the worst decision makers I ever seen with a football. He's pretty mobile, as we all know that. But yeah, so like if someone that could help him with his decision making, go be Kyle Shanahan. So yeah, if Brock Purdy ever shows himself to be a 7th round pick like he was, then maybe Darnold could be this
yeah.
could get the start.
And he is in California, so he was good at USC.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a shout out to that show that brought that up. That's not even something I thought about. Like I said, the seeing ghost thing is still forever etched in my mind. So until he gets past that, like I can't I can't take him seriously as a starter or a full time starter at that. Um, I'm around with Pittsburgh on this one though. I think that they have a shot to win. Once again, San Francisco is the better team. But if there's any coach that can get any team up for one game, it's Mike Tomlin. Um, and I said Kenny Pickett definitely. I think he figured it out towards the end of last year. So I think they started strong. Once again, Pittsburgh's defense is not a slouch either. When you got Cam Hayward and Fitzpatrick in the backfield. So yeah, I think they my guy Pickens and uh, what's the tight end they drafted from UGA? He was down there. Oh my God.
Darnell Washington.
Washington. I think that he's going to be good eventually. Once again, he didn't show out too much in the preseason, but I think that as he gets more comfortable, he'll be someone that's prominent in their offense in
He will
years to
help
come.
with the
So
run game too, because
yeah,
UGA
for
was
sure.
the extra offensive tackle. So he will
Yeah,
help with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren in the running game.
yep, for sure. So yeah, I think that I said they find a way to get that done. So and then, so last but not least, for the 1 o'clock game. So, we know they're tanking. So this is a 1-2-3 because they're tanking. This is Arizona versus Washington. like,
I already told you my answer. Whoever Cardinals are playing, just get their defense. Sign the defense that's playing the Cardinals. That will be interceptions galore. Josh Dobbs at quarterback. Sign me up for that. Let me get that interception though. Let me get them interception points. Hopefully we get a pick 6 out of it. So yeah, if any time I'm ever going to choose the Commanders to win, it will be this game. So I got the Commanders for this.
no,
Same.
yeah. So, I'm like, yeah, we'll see. See if your guy Sam Howell can do some work there, Aaron. So now to the 4 o'clock slate. So Green Bay, Chicago. This is probably the most evenly matched up they've been in a while. We know that
I
obviously
was about to
they
say 1, 2, 3.
one. Oh, what? Okay, what? All right, one, 2, 3. What we got?
Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers isn't there anymore.
Until Jordan
it's
Love
still the
proves
most
me
evenly matched.
otherwise, I
Listen,
just
this
think
is
he's
not.
probably going to be mediocre.
Yeah, but yes, on paper for sure. Once again, let me be clear. I got Chicago winning too. I just don't think it's. I think it's not going to be. NFC it's rival. I just feel like it's going to be close. It's not going to be somewhere where they win by 2 touchdowns or whatever. I feel like it'll be like a
Well,
24.
the owner of Chicago left Green Bay, so I
Right.
don't think it's going to be close anymore. I think it's going to be Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Chicago win, but I just think, like I said, it's always Robert. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Love. I'm not sold on Love. Either. I said we'll see what happens, but I mean, they're going to be a run heavy team, obviously, with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. So we'll see, but that's their only shot is that they figure it out on the run game and then do some play action.
8 in the box.
Yep. Yeah. Facts. So next is the Raiders versus the Broncos. So Shay, I'll start with you. We got that one.
Is this a 1, 2, 3 for me as well? Or at least for me, I think it is. I got the Broncos.
I'm not picking
in this
Vegas.
I got the Broncos. Sean Payton is going to transform the Broncos. Like, I don't really like Sean. I think Sean Payton, to be honest, I think he's an asshole. I think he is. But sometimes an asshole makes a good coach.
Yep.
And I'm hearing the stories of what he's doing to Russell Wilson, telling Russell Wilson stop. I think I forgot the paraphrase, but basically paraphrase: stop kissing gas. Stop kissing babies. Yeah, stop kissing babies. Stop trying to be like this ultimate like consummate gentleman in front of the media, and then be nothing like that outside the media. He just told him just to focus on your game and stop worrying about the outside stuff. Apparently he slimmed down. He's back to like 205 to like basically that's where he was at his best in Seattle. So it's looking a little bit more mobile as well. So I think the Broncos are going to be doing better. I'm not saying doing good, but I guess they're anywhere but up from last season. So they're going to have an improvement.
Gotcha. What's your beef with Vegas, Aaron?
Well, they disrespected Chandler Jones for one. And they're just a dumpster fire.
I don't know what happened. So what happened?
So pretty much Chandler Jones could not work out in the Raiders facility. He had to literally go to a gym across the street or in the same vicinity and work out there. So he's pissed off at Josh McDaniels. And I don't even know who the GM is there, but yeah, he pretty much does not want to be with the Raiders. And Josh McDaniels made him out. Like he put him as out for personal reasons, which is why he's not playing Sunday.
But why he's pretty much did they not let him use the gym though?
I don't know. He didn't go in specific. He just said that he couldn't work out in the facilities. I don't know.
Okay. I smell a trade coming, Shay. That's a Bill guy. I know he let him go years ago because he didn't want to pay him.
Depends. But how much is on his contract right now?
A lot.
That's true.
Yeah, so he ain't coming to New England.
That's true. But that is up his alley because if Trey Flowers ain't gonna play, like Chandler Jones way better.
And if anything, the Raiders ain't gonna trade him to the Patriots. With Josh McDaniels knowing that Bill is gonna get the best out of him, so out of spite, I'm not trading him to New England.
No.
I'll trade him back to Arizona if I have to.
Oof. Yeah, that would be tough, but. I'm right with Denver as well. I think that something tells me that the defense is going to play a little more inspired now that Sean Payton.
About to have a little bit extra zeros in their bank account.
A little extra commas to the to the pot for the defense. So something tells me they're gonna be really mile high.
Yeah, some extra meals on their dinner plates after the game.
I was like, yeah. So we rocking with Broncos there. So next game, the Dolphins versus the Chargers. I think this is gonna be a really good one. I think the Chargers won this one last year when they played, or the year before. I can't remember. These two quarterbacks will be forever linked together because of them going back to back and. They were seen as the prized possession. So, but needless to say, Herbert also got a major deal in the offseason, 5 years, 262 from LA. So I'm riding with the Chargers. So Aaron, what are your thoughts?
I have Tyreek Hill in a major fantasy, so I need the Dolphins to win.
You can do well.
Dolphins have too much speed. I'm just going to pick the Dolphins, but this is definitely the game I want to watch. I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game, both sides.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It should be a good back and forth. See, to me, the reason why I'm riding with LA is look, they from week 1 to week 8 and 9, they're super healthy. and they'll do damage because they usually have talent. But unfortunately, one or two or five of their key players gets hurt, and the next thing you know, instead of them being 8-4 or 9-4, now they're 9-6, and then they lose, and it's like, oh, next thing you know, they're a 9-8 team. It's like, well, how did they get to 9-8? Well, when Derwin James and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler, all them guys get hurt or they're out for 2 weeks, like that's that changes the dynamic of that team. But they should be on a mission after what happened to them last year. They should be, once again, should be. But as long as Brandon Staley's the coach, like I don't know what their postseason is going to look like, but to me, they should find a way to get it done on Sunday, in my opinion. But next, and Shay, I'll start with you. Philly is coming here to Foxborough. They haven't been up here in a while. I think we went out there last time. So thoughts on that one?
I hate to say it. This might be a 1-2-3.
Yeah. Yep. So we have 1, 2, 3.
I don't even have to say who's the 1, 2, 3. Well, I was going to say who. I mean, I think we all could assume. Yeah. So I wasn't going to say. I don't even want to say the name, but we know that's a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Well, looking over there, Aaron over there, just smirking, just so damn happy over there. Pathetic.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to be happy because like your team's not winning the division with that team in it. So
I never said they were. Nope. I said it on the Philly special last episode that Eagles were winning the division. So I'm not concerned about that.
And Giants got absolutely zero chance. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, for the division, yes, I am totally agreeing with you on that.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think we're better than the Georgia Eagles. Why are you trying to?
Don't be chuckling over there.
I am agreeing with you.
Don't be smiling or chuckling. Just telling you.
Take the bait. Take the bait. Take the bait. Take the bait. No, listen, man. It's gonna be tough. To watch that game Sunday.
And isn't this Brady's retirement thing?
Good thing I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, super secretive about what it's actually going to be, but I'm like, it should be the retirement thing. And like I said on the show we did earlier this week, I'm like, look, at some point, a great Boston athlete has to come back and get their jersey retired, and we win the game. Like when Paris got his retired, they lost. When KG came back last year, they lost. Or 2 years ago, they lost. I think when Pedroia got his retired, like they lost. Like, David Ortiz's final season, like we lost early to Cleveland. Like, so I'm just like, it's too much. Like, just if that's the case, like, can we just get one where a great Boston athlete comes back, they get their jersey retired, we do the ceremony, and we win the game. Like, because I don't care about the ceremony. I want to win the game. I'd rather be 1-0 than to see it go up to the Raptors. We know his jersey is going to get retired. We know he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. We know that. It should be unanimous.
Well, let's retire the jersey week 9 then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You should.
Yeah. Ain't no way we're losing that game now. Ain't no way we're losing that game. Ain't no way.
So, if that game was here, I definitely would have, but I know it's out there at MetLife, so it is what it is.
Oh no! We got the wrong team. I'm talking about the Commanders.
Oh, do it against them. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, do it against them.
What do you think, Shay? Is gonna come at me again? Like, geez, on your schedule, sir.
When do you play the Giants? They play the Giants.
That's a week. That's week 12.
Week 12. Okay. No, that wasn't a shame. I would say, if you, like I said, I don't care about the ceremony. I just want the victory. Like, once again, love Tom.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't no way we could lose against Commanders. Ain't no superstition can make us lose against the Commanders. Gotta win against them.
Facts, but So we'll see. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that at halftime. Them tickets were crazy. It was like, my mom was like, "Oh, let's go." I'm like, "Mom, they're like $380." I'm like, "I'm not paying $380 for." You
wouldn't pay $380 to see Tom Brady and in his mugs.
I paid $110 to go see him when they came down in Miami. I'm good, and we beat them. We beat Miami 43-0. That was a great lasting memory of Tom Brady in New England for me. Like, it was perfect. Like, it was the best send off for me in that regard. So no, I'm good. 380 is.
Hey, I'm not paying whatever to see Messi, so I don't blame
Yeah,
you.
so yeah, you feel me? Like that. That's not like that's not working. So, yeah, that's out. So yeah, but the next game. So, Seattle and LA. Who we got there, Shay?
Seattle or LA? I'm
Just
gonna go
remember,
with
no
Seattle.
Cooper Cup.
Yeah, I actually, you know what? I think this is a 1-2-3. See, LA is trash, so 1-2-3 Seattle.
Agreed. But that's wild to say how quickly that team and that roster.
That's how Super Bowl teams usually go out. Like, because you put all your money into like 2-3 players, they either get old or you can't pay them anymore. So now you're back in the gutter. Tampa Bay, LA Rams, soon to be the Kansas City Chiefs, as we're seeing right now. So
yeah, and let me be clear. I have no sympathy for that because people was going, oh, I'm like, listen, players are not taking cuts like pay cuts now. They're not doing it. So San Francisco's going to be up with that next as well. But what they gave Bosa 5 years, 170, 122 guaranteed. They got some other guys that are making north of $25 million, like 4 or 5 guys there. So somebody has to go. And obviously it's not going to be Nick Bosa because he just got his, and it's not going to be Debo. So I don't know who's going to be next, but someone's got to be out of there. And eventually,
Eric Armstead, they're reworking his deal. So
who?
the Niners are reworking Eric Armstead's deal.
Okay. But I'm like, Ken Law should be up soon. If Purdy plays well, I mean, obviously he has a few options before you have to pay him, but like that's coming down the pike. So I'm assuming at some point they're gonna have to let go, unless they're gonna go how Stan Kroenke just said, man, fuck them picks. We're just gonna do whatever. Oh, let's see. It wasn't Stan Kroenke. It was a GM. He said, fuck them picks.
Yeah, and look what happened. You got all older players. Now the Rams are the third youngest team in the league. It's like them, Packers, and someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, at least they got a ring out of it. So it is what it is. So, but yeah, Seattle should come out victorious in that one. So now to the nightcap on Sunday night, the G-Men are hosting America's team. So they say, Dallas Cowboys. So Aaron, the floor is yours, my good brother.
Well, pretty much there's 2 Dallas Cowboy linemen that are out. Well, they're doubtful, so they're pretty much not going to play. So I see Giants winning this one. It's going to be close. I said my prediction on my other show that I do, CPNY Sports, called Feeling Blue. If there's any Giant fans out there that listen to this, I said 24-21. I think it's going to be close, but I think Giants are going to win. Dallas, they didn't really do anything. Like their first round pick is behind Jonathan Hankins. Jonathan Hankins is old as fuck. All right, we drafted him second round like 10 years ago, so that's how bad this first rounder is. So it's gonna be sack season for Kayvon, that's for sure.
Oh my, Shay.
I hate doing this. Like, you gotta make me choose a winner between 2 teams I absolutely hate. Like, I don't know if I really want to do this one, but you know,
say tie. That can happen too.
It could be, but that means both teams don't lose. So I don't like that either. I gotta go with the Cowboys. You know, Tony Pollard about to run through that Giants defense. Dak Prescott is about to get the spirit of himself from 3 years ago and actually perform well. And if not, then it can get Trey Lance and perform well. Because why? Because the Giants are trash. So yeah, I got to go with the Cowboys because if there's any team I hate more than the Cowboys, it's the New York Giants.
Yo, and let me go color purple.
I say screw analysis with this one. I'm just going with straight up hate.
Until you do right by Evan Ingram.
Until you do right.
I will never do that. I will never do that.
You do right by Powder Springs
Absolutely
finest.
Not. He is not Powder Springs finest. No.
Or I'm Power Springs. I'm Power Springs finest. Yes, Power Springs second finest. Then
there you go.
Never
get that correct right. No, listen. I'm in the same boat, but Dallas is gonna be Dallas. Dak's gonna throw a couple picks. I'm riding with New York. Like I just to me, I don't know. Like I don't trust. Anytime the expectations for Dallas are through the roof, like we know what's about to happen. So I'm riding with the Giants, unfortunately. But I hope they both lose. What was it? Get that cat meme up there. It was like I hope they both lose with the cat face, just looking with that blank stare. But it should be a good one. But I got the same score as you, Aaron. Though 2024, 2021. So unfortunately, but it is what it is. All right, so let's move to Monday night. So AFC East rival matchup. Broadway Aaron Rodgers is now on there. So Shay, I'll start with you. Just Buffalo against the Jets. Who you got there?
I think this is like the New York Jets showcase. They want to show to the national stage that this is a new team, this is a new year. So I got to go with the New York Jets with this one. I think they're just going to have a little bit more motivation to show out. So I got to go with the New York Jets.
This is the same guy who said they're a dumpster fire last year, and now you pick the Jets.
I mean, when you replace a dumpster fire quarterback with one of the best quarterbacks of all time, then usually that's what happens.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is shout out to the grounds crew because Giants play at home Sunday night, and then the Jets gotta play Monday night. So shout out to the grounds crew on that one, changing the logos up. But I have the Bills winning this one. Circle the wagon.
Of course, listen, that is your AFC team though. Like,
yeah,
since we've been on here, like I feel like I feel like secretly you enjoy watching Buffalo play, which is fine.
I always wanted Josh Allen in that draft.
Got you. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I mean, listen, I think Buffalo still wins. Like, I think to me, it'll take like I think that obviously New York will perform and play well, meaning the Jets. I do think eventually they'll start to, like, by the time they face us, meaning the Patriots week 3, like I think they'll be, we're a lot closer to where they need to be. But week 1, I think they'll still be a little off because they really didn't play that much in the preseason. I'm sorry, that shows in the regular season. So there's some games, even Thursday night, some stuff is sloppy. When you're not practicing like that, when you're not using those reps to get really game reps, and of course game reps are much different than what you do in practice. But if you're not doing that stuff, Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, whatever it may be, like you're going to look bad Sunday when you're not putting it all throughout the week. So hopefully that's not the case in week 1. I hope that people are coming in healthy, or they're coming in fresh. But hopefully we get some good football up and down the schedule. But yeah, I think Buffalo gets this one. Josh Allen is the guy in this division until someone throws him. Sorry, and I don't care about Aaron Rodgers. It damn sure ain't Mac Jones and ain't Tua, because I'm not sure Tua is going to stay healthy enough for that to happen.
How many games before you think Aaron Rodgers blames Robert Saleh?
5. So say they go like 2-3, like, because that could happen. They went 2-3. I feel like, and they maybe scoring like 18, 19 points a game or whatever. Yeah, I could totally see, I don't have enough weapons, or I don't have this, I don't have that. That's where the trade for Mike Evans might come in. I think that they eventually land him. That's my first hot take, or prediction, I should say. I think they go get Mike Evans at some point to add to the offense. Because Alan Lazard, I know that's this guy from Green Bay, but come on. If you have Garrett Wilson and Mike Evans, now you talking. You got something there, in my opinion.
I feel like Hard Knocks and with Aaron Rodgers' presence, I don't think they're going to be that good this year. Something's going to happen. I actually think that they might be. I think they might be last in the division.
Really? So you got New England finishing above them?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. I can see it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of I feel like that's hedging the bet. So when New England doesn't do as well, you'll be here getting on me and Shay saying, it's like, better luck next year, guys. I feel like that's gonna happen, but it's okay. It's all right, because we are here hopefully prove the haters wrong. But we have a long way to go up there in Gillette. So it is what it is. But I want to move to. I didn't want to go through every award. I just wanted to have us talk about who we think the MVP will be. So Shay, I'll start with you. Who do you see winning MVP this season?
I'm gonna take a flyer. Justin Fields. Kennesaw, Georgia's greatest. Justin Fields.
Okay.
Because look, he had over 1,100 rushing yards. I think about over 10 touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns, or 8 rushing touchdowns, or something like that. Last year, his passing wasn't that great. But if you watch the games, which a lot of people on Twitter do not do, is watch the games, you will see that he had absolutely zero offensive line and receivers getting no separation. So it's just fuck it. I'm just going to play backyard football, do what I normally don't do, which is run the football. And I'm just going to do whatever I can do to win my team games. Now, during the offseason and the draft, they bolstered that offensive line. They got DJ Moore from Carolina. So Chase Claypool is back to his rightful role as a number 2 or number 3 wide receiver. DJ Moore is the number 2 or number 3 wide receiver. And you got a clear number 1. And now you got an offensive line. You got Khalil Herbert being more the feature back in the backfield. I think this Bears team is going to be a lot better, and we could see Justin Fields have a Jalen Hurts type improvement from the previous year to this year. If he can maintain some of those rushing numbers and be much better in the passing game, I could see him winning MVP.
Well, will he be the first Bears 4,000-yard passer though?
Probably not. He could be he could be 3,000 and then have 1,000 rushing yards.
Okay, I can see that.
Because what was Jalen Hurts' stats? Jalen Hurts didn't have too many passing yards, if I remember correct. He just it was just more of a combination of rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns.
Yeah. Somebody I don't remember his numbers from last year, but he definitely took a major leap in that. Yeah, but that's a very solid pick for that MVP.
He had 3,700 passing yards. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I can see him.
He get that. Yeah, he get that.
Getting around there, but not 4,000. They're not going to be passing much for him to be 4,000.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Shay, because that is actually my MVP pick. Is actually Jalen Hurts, and I say it because the Eagles have the best line, and when MVPs happen like that, they usually have one of the best lines, O lines. AJ Brown's still there. Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper in the NFL, he's still there. I actually think Jalen Hurts wins the MVP.
Okay. I'm going up to Ohio.
The toucher, Sean Watson, is that the MVP?
Toucher. And shout out for those that have been listening to that clip, man. That shit was hilarious. That shit is so funny. No, Joe. Listen, Tiger King, man. Joe Burrow. I think they've been the only team that's been like I said, just going neck and neck at Kansas City. He's the only one to me that can dethrone what Mahomes and them are doing up there. It's not going to be anybody else in that AFC, at least not right now, in my opinion. I know Herbert's good. I know Lawrence is good. I know, obviously you got Aaron Rodgers there, but I think I'm talking just from the younger guys in the AFC because the AFC is loaded. But yeah, I'm going with Joe Burrow. I think that he gets it. He wanted to be up there. Cincinnati, which is huge. I know sometimes, when people say, "Oh, it's football purgatory," because what's happened there. But he's made them relevant. It's the first time they've been relevant since Boomer Esiason, who was also an MVP, there years ago. So yeah, I think that I think they figure it out during the regular season and go crazy. Hopefully he stays healthy because I think if he does, him, Chase, Higgins, and mixing the rest of the offense, I think they go crazy. And I think that at the end of the year, we're saying that Joe Burrow is your NFL MVP. So I'm excited to see how it unfolds. But I think all three of us have solid picks. And any of the three that we picked could be the winner of the MVP award. So any other thoughts on that before we move on? No, cool. So it's that time. I don't know if you look through or if you listened to this before. We know that we have a fantasy guru on the show, aka the mercenary when it comes to fantasy football. If it ain't about the money,
Don't
he's
talk
not
to me.
involved.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, it's all to you. So, who should we be looking for? I know you already talked about the defense. You know, anybody that's
You
faced
know,
Arizona, but
I think I'm gonna take a little like sidestep and just
yep.
say more, not recommendation, just more about disappointment, lies, deception. You know, like sometimes you gotta call out people who just be saying some bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
saying some shit they don't really mean. And
Yeah.
I'm talking about you, Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson. You told me, you told the people that Jahmyr Gibbs was going to be used in many different ways that people don't think we're going to be using them.
Yeah.
That's what you said, Lions OC Ben Johnson. And I guess you were right, because you used them in different sides of the bench. I didn't think you were going to use him, because it definitely was on the field. Why did
Right.
he only have 9 touches, 7 carries, and 2 receptions, while 21 carries to lumbering David Montgomery, who only had 3 yards a carry? When Jahmyr Gibbs, when he got the ball, he was a home run waiting to happen. You look like prime Barry Sanders out there,
Right.
but you only gave that man 7 carries. So I'm just here to call out the deception. Like you don't say stuff like that and don't think like the people, the fantasy people, the people who put the money to this beautiful game of fantasy football ain't gonna take that and run with it. Don't say that and don't mean it. Okay. So we gotta get that straight right there. And also with Travis Kelce, I had the misfortune of having my draft 2 days before Travis Kelce got hurt. So I smartly picked him with the 9th pick of the draft, knowing that he had 100 more fantasy points than the next tight end of last season from last year. So I was just like, the replacement level of a tight end between Travis Kelce and everybody else is too drastic. So number 9 pick, I picked Travis Kelce. Got hurt, so I had to bench him. I had to get Dulich from the Denver, and I hope he does good. He has a nice mustache. I like that, but I hope his play is good too as his mustache. Sky Moore, also deception. They told me with Sky Moore, he's going to be on every receiver set with 2 wide receivers. He'll be on the field. They made me thought like, oh, this guy might be the next Tyreek Hill. This guy might be at the worst Juju Smith-Schuster. Might be the guy that Mahomes will look for when Travis Kelce was gone. Absolutely not. No catches. Just had one end around for 4 yards. That was it. Got me 0.4 points. That's all he got me.
Wow.
I'm going to keep him because I don't know what's going to happen in that Chiefs receiving core. I'm not starting him next game. I'm going to keep him. But yeah, fantasy, at least Thursday night, was not good for me. It wasn't. And I'm disgusted. I'm disgraced with Ben Johnson, mostly, but I'm just disgusted. That's all I gotta say.
So that's how I felt about McKinnon, because I had McKinnon as one of my flex, and he only got me 2 points. Like it was pathetic.
I didn't trust any of those Chiefs running backs. I was like, I'm staying away from
all
3 of them.
He's probably the best one of the bunch, but he was already gone.
You never put running backs or anyone on. Actually, not even that. You never put Thursday night people in flexes. That's a fantasy number 1.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll keep that in mind for week 2. But so I'm gonna read my team that I want y'all to give you a grade for my team. So my quarterback Trevor Lawrence, receiver. So I got Stephon Diggs, George Pickens, Ramondre Stevenson, AJ Dillon, Kyle Pitts. I just told you about McKinnon, Curtis Samuel, Tyler Boyd, Michael Gallup, Cole Kmet, Devontae Parker, Justin Tucker, and then the New England defense.
How many people are in your league?
We have 12 teams.
Okay, because I was trying to see like Yeah, because I was seeing some of the players on the team like that. Got to be a deep league for them to be on the team.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, depends if it's PPR. To be honest, it might be little struggling a little bit. But if it's just regular with Ramondre Stevenson, he'll get the touchdowns.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, it's not about like what your starting team is. It's about what you could get in the waiver wire.
Facts.
So while I did have that whole rant like 2 minutes ago, at the bright side, I kind of hope to be 0-1 just because I want to get number one in that waiver order. That's what I'm more concerned about, getting number one in the waiver order than I am being 1-0 to start fantasy.
Who are you trying to
Because
get?
Whoever looks like they're going to be a stud for the rest of the season. Because, like, we could see all these preseason predictions, who's going to be doing good at fantasy and whatnot, and they can completely change the game plan week one, as we saw on Thursday night. So if I see a guy that was in the free agency also gets 8 catches for 150 yards, I'm signing him. So I want to make sure I am number one in that waiver order. So like I value that more than I'm 1-0 in fantasy, because at the end of the day, it's all about making the playoffs. I don't care about being first place, being second place. If sixth place is the last place to make the playoffs, I'd rather be sixth place and have a stacked team full of guys I got from the waiver wire, and then guys who probably were hurt earlier in the season but are back healthy. And then I got a super team, and I'll beat everybody, and then I'll win my $1,200. That's what I'm trying to do.
There you go. Love that. So, Aaron, who do you have in your league? Or some guys you have in your league?
I'll do my NFL one because that's a 10-man. So, I had the 9th pick, so I got Pat Mahomes, James Conner, Miles Sanders, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, Dalton Schultz, Amari Cooper, McPherson, the kicker, and I just picked up the Jags D because I had the Giants, but I didn't really want them, so I got the Jags D. And then my bench is Montgomery, who I didn't think was going to be good, but Jalen Warren, Zay Flowers, Chris Godwin, Thielen, and yeah.
Okay.
Guess I didn't read my team. If you want me to read my
Yeah.
team.
Go through it. Yep.
All right. So quarterback is Justin Fields. Like I told you about how I feel about Justin Fields. Running back Nick Chubb.
Mm-hmm.
Other running back, as I told you, unfortunately, Jahmyr Gibbs. Wide receiver Chris Olave. Other wide receiver Drake London. Unfortunately, Sky Moore. Greg Dulcich, who I had to sign because Kelsey got hurt. Jamal Williams as my flex because, Kamara is out. So I'm trying to get the temporary points by Jamal Williams. Commanders defense, as you know, whoever Arizona's playing, start their defense. Start the defense that's playing against them. Greg Zuerlein, Greg the Leg as my kicker. Bench Travis Kelsey, Jerry Jeudy, who is questionable. Khalil Herbert, Jalen Warren, handcuffed to Najee Harris, KJ Osborne, Tank Bixby, handcuffed to Travis Etienne, and Rashad Bateman.
Nice.
12-team league.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I think Bateman is going to be someone that a lot of people are going to pick up if he's not in leagues yet.
Yeah, that was a late round flyer because honestly, I don't think Baltimore has a true number one receiver yet. And Bateman, before he got hurt, looked like he was going to be a number one receiver. So I'm just saying, just in case that Odell Beckham and Zay Flowers are not the guys that Lamar Jackson looks for, and like, hey, Rashad Bateman's my guy. I've just got Rashad Bateman just in case.
He'll be making a mistake if he doesn't get Zay Flowers involved. That man runs routes. Once again, I watched him up here because he played up here at Boston College. That dude is lethal. Like I obviously I know it's better talent in the NFL, obviously, but route running is route running. If you can run routes, you're that's half the battle. He has good hands. He has great vision. To me, I was praying that we had got him at 17. But once again, I'm happy. I was
Patriots
happy
drafting a good receiver.
I know, but I was just like, if you are looking to change what we would think about Mac, I'm like, that was the guy to go get. Since you can't get any of these Alabama guys because they were going to either be gone too early or they're already on other teams, obviously. So, yeah, but that was just too logical to take at the time. But yeah, I think he's going to be awesome. I think those that have Lamar Jackson are going to be very pleased too. I think that he becomes a better pocket passer this year as well. Once again, we've seen this man dominate and wasn't even a great passer 4 years ago. So I think he has a bounce back year in ways that we didn't imagine too. So I look forward to that. So any final advice, words on fantasy before we get into final words? Cool. So, all right, Aaron, I'll start with you, brother. Final words.
Pretty much just appreciate everyone that's downloading, subscribing, especially all the followers too on Twitter X. I remember that. It's called X now. And just keep subscribing, downloading. We're putting on more YouTube stuff and do more live streams, stuff like that. Any suggestions, just let us know. And Black people matter.
Okay.
Yeah, yes they do. And one thing we haven't talked about much was college football. Just gotta say that Colorado team, absolutely amazing. So good to see them. Travis Hunter twice, like wide receiver, defensive back, like he's gonna be stupid in the NFL. I just gotta see like how he's gonna be used. And then Shedeur Sanders, just kind of want to know, like, is he gonna be a top pick? Is he gonna be an NFL caliber quarterback? I'm not sure about that, but I'm just glad to see like a coach like Deion Sanders because we have a lot of black coaches, but just seeing like Deion Sanders just ascend the way he's ascending, kind of like building his brand on par, if not higher than Nick Saban. Because if you've seen like the ESPN graphic, you've seen Nebraska player versus Colorado with the Deion Sanders graphic. They didn't show any of the Colorado players. They showed the Deion Sanders graphic. So like you're just seeing like a coach like Deion Sanders, like a black coach like Deion Sanders too, being ascended to the level like what you see with Nick Saban or a Dabo Swinney. So yeah, that's good to see. I mean, I think it's kind of like bittersweet because I feel like the players should get the shine, not the coach, when I see a graphic like that. But I mean, hey, if anyone, it got to be Prime.
Right. No, facts. We mentioned that. I loved what I saw last week. When you're a 21-point underdog, and you actually on the road, which to me is always better to get that first win or two on the road, because it's really just is you against 80,000 or sometimes 100,000 depending on the stadium in college football. So, they came out swinging literally, and it was a pleasure to see. Once again, I know they faced Nebraska today, so hopefully they get that job done there so they can improve to 2-0. But yeah, like they played inspired football, and it was easily their biggest win since Cordell Stewart, aka Slash, and Michael Westbrooks were there in the mid '90s when they beat Michigan years ago. So it was by far their biggest win since then. So in football, so hopefully there's more of that to come. So yeah, great job Deion, great job Shedeur, Shiloh, Travis Hunter, Dylan Edwards. So they did their thing. But for me, for my final words, as you see at the bottom on the ticker, follow us on all of those platforms there. Once again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, that this is our 3-year anniversary, or it's the week of. So once again, it's impossible without the two guys I'm on the air with right now. It's impossible without those that are listening to us. So I say thank you to you two. I say thank you to those that have been listening and been actively supporting. And yeah, keep spreading the word, man. Once again, we are here to stay. This is not a blip. This is not a blip in the road. This is something that's going to be consistent. So continue to listen, continue to support. And once again, this is impossible without you. And yes, Black Lives Matter, not just when it's convenient for you. So for Shane Omanera, for Aaron Cass, I'm Hollywood Rachel Buchanan. And until next time, we'll see you. Peace.